Good afternoon, everyone. I am going to make a mozzarella spaghetti bake for supper, so baked spaghetti. First, I'm going to cook my ground beef in my stack cooker in the colander because it's the healthiest way to cook ground beef. All the grease will drip down into the base. I am adding 2 pounds because I'm doubling the recipe. It takes about 6 minutes per pound, so that'll take about 12 minutes. Let me add some time to it here. There we go. All right, so while that is going, I am going to make the stuff that you mix in with the spaghetti. I have my spaghetti ready to go in my pasta maker. I will add the water just before I put it in. It calls for the spaghetti to be broken into thirds, so I did that. I broke it all up and put it in there. It just fits in the casserole dish easier. So in here it calls for 1 egg, so obviously I have 2, 1 cup of milk instead of a half a cup, a teaspoon of salt, and then it's the chopped onion, garlic pepper, green peppers, and that, but I won't put them in because then the kids won't eat it. But you can season it with anything you want. You can put all kinds of extra stuff in. The meatless spaghetti sauce, I actually use a tomato basil sauce, which is really delicious. So while the pasta is cooking, I'm just going to whip this up. I'm going to actually add a couple of extra seasonings to it. I'm going to add a garlic pepper to it. That looks like enough. And then whisk this up real quick. So with the Tupperware whisk. And then once the pasta is cooked, you put this in and combine the pasta with it. I also need it calls for a meatless spaghetti sauce and a can of tomato sauce, but I just use the tomato basil sauce. And I'll just use the two jars because we like it pretty saucy. And then mozzarella cheese on top, of course. Okay, so that is... This is one of the bowls from the set that is on sale. It's the vintage colors. They're so pretty and so practical. I'm going to set that aside until I cook the pasta, and I will do that as soon as the ground beef is done, and I will show you the gross grease out of the ground beef, even though it is lean ground beef. This is the rest of the bowl set. So it comes with this beautiful green, the yellow, which is amazing, beautiful blue, and the pink. The set comes with 5 bowls because it also comes with the peach colored one. And this set is on sale only until June 30th. So if you want it, you grab your consultants and get this set before they're gone. Okay, so this the ground beef is just about done. So I'm going to add the water to the pasta. So I have it at the full. You see it's sort of 6, so I am going to fill the water to where the serving size, because it comes in serving sizes at each end. You have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then it shows you how much water to put in. So I'm going to do that now. So the ground beef is ready. It's very sunny over here. All right, so pasta is covered. I just like to mix it around a little just to make sure the water's all the way through. Sorry. All right. And the seal. Not the seal, sorry, it's just a cover. Take the ground beef out. And we cook the pasta uncovered. I believe it is 6 minutes. We're going to start with that and we'll see. So the ground beef is cooked beautifully. And this is the grease that has come out of it. You can see how much grease is in there. And this is lean ground beef, so that is what your beef cooks in when you put it, cook it in a frying pan. Your ground beef cooks in that grease. So I'm just going to set this aside and drain it into our grease pan and get rid of it. Alright, so I grabbed the bigger, the 3-quart base, put the ground beef in there because I need to add everything else, not everything else, sorry, add the sauce to it. So, I will add both jars to it because it does call for the 2. All right, 2 cans of sauce, jars, sorry. And I will mix that together. And then if you would do your peppers, onions, whatever you like to put in it, you would just add it to this as well. And then set it aside until the pasta is done. Once the pasta is done, it will go in a separate bowl just to get it mixed up. And you mix the egg mixture with it, which is the egg and the salt and some seasonings I put in it. And then you will mix it all together, and it says to bake it in the oven for 25 minutes, but I will put it in the microwave for 10 to 12 minutes and then add the cheese and bake it another few to melt the cheese. So I got my bowl ready for that, spaghetti when it's done, and my ground beef mixture, which the stack cooker is one of my very favorite products. We probably use our stack cooker, I don't know, maybe 10 times a week. I use it all the time. I can make scalloped potatoes, I can make an entire stacked meal, including your meat, veggies, desserts. All of that can be made in the stack cooker. One of my, like I said, one of my favorite products. My husband even really likes using it, so. Alright, so that is just ready to go in. I'm just going to set it aside. My bowl back here. Now once the pasta is cooked, you put the lid, the cover on the pasta maker, and then you can strain the water out because it has holes on the ends. I'll show you that as soon as it's done. It's almost done. Okay, so the spaghetti is just about done, and then I will get it strained. So when you're lining up your, oh, there we go, your cover, we'll see, put this over here for a second. It has holes. Your cover has an arrow, and that's where you would put it. So when you pour, you won't burn yourself, and the water will come out. Okay, so it is strained. Now I'm going to pour the spaghetti in my That's bowl, just for mixing purposes. Right now my glasses got all fogged up. All right, and that I will mix let's give it a mix around. And then pour the egg mixture onto the spaghetti. Continue to mix it. All right, that's mixed well. Got a little clump, that's okay. That happens to me, always. All right, so then I'm going to transfer this. I'm going to use my lasagna, Ultra Pro lasagna pan, because my microwave will hold it. Most people won't. So we do have the 8x8. You could do it in 2 separate loads, or you could just put, and this will go straight in the oven. So sometimes what I do is I'll heat it in the oven, and then I'll put it in the microwave just to crisp the cheese, or sorry, in the oven just to crisp the cheese, because my hubby loves his cheese all brown and crispy. So just double checking that this is mixed well. It's all mixed up. I'm actually just going to take this one little clump out of here. I'm not sure how that happened, but that's okay. It doesn't want to come out. There we go. We'll just dump it in that bowl. So you just pour the spaghetti into the pan. Make sure it all gets out. Just give it a even there we go. And then it's just to spoon the mixture on top. It's my serving spoon. I will use lots because we like to have it lots of sauce. I have used the Micro Pro grill for this when I've made it for just my husband and myself. So it's big enough. You just put the pasta in, cover it with the sauce, and then cook it for about 10 minutes, and then add the cheese and cook it for about another 5 and let the cheese melt, and it's delicious. So I saved some of the sauce so that everyone can put extra sauce on if they want. And then my mozzarella cheese. I buy large bricks of cheese at Costco. Oh, I don't put the cheese on yet, Sherry. Okay, so we'll put the cheese on after. But anyway, I do buy the large bricks of cheese at Costco, and I shred them using our master system with the shredding attachment. So this is gonna go in the microwave for, I'm gonna start with 10 minutes. And then I will cover it with cheese, and then it will go back in for another maybe 5 minutes to melt the cheese, and then it will be ready for shortly after 4 when the kids are home and have to eat, get ready to go to gymnastics. So without the pauses that I put in the video, this entire meal will be ready in less than half an hour. It will take you, and you don't have to turn your oven on to heat up the house. Even if you do turn your oven on, it'd be for a short period of time, but if you don't have to in this heat, then you know it is better not to. Okay, so the spaghetti is just about done cooking, and then I'm going to add the cheese to it on top, and there we go. Alright, we will take this out. And instead of using the tongs, which will take quite some time, I'm just going to put a glove on for the cheese. So, and just put as much cheese on, and any kind of cheese that you want. I'm using mozzarella, but you could use cheddar or whatever type you like. So then I'll put it back in for about 3-4 minutes and go from there. And it should be ready. Then when the kids get home, I'll have it just covered up so it'll still be warm enough for them to eat, but not too hot. And they will enjoy it because they love baked spaghetti. So this is just about done. And the best thing about doing dinner this way is while that is cooking, I can have all the dishes in the dishwasher or hand washed and dried and put away. So there's no big mess to clean up after dinner. Just rinse your dishes, either wash them by hand or put them in your dishwasher or whatever, and dinner is ready. And you're good for the evening. You can relax and not have to have a huge mess to clean up in your kitchen. All right, there we go. Oh, it's not quite melted yet, but I put quite a bit of cheese on there, and it's mostly melted, so I'm going to let this sit now, and then in about 20 minutes I'm going to finish heating it, and then the kids will be ready for dinner. And that's what it looks like. And you just cut it. You can scoop it out with a spaghetti spoon, or you can just cut it up and take it out in pieces, which is usually what we do. So I'll give that maybe another 30 seconds and it will be done. And that is it. Less than half an hour and dinner is done. Dishes are done. Everything's cleaned up and you're ready to eat. You can make your sides if you want a salad and some garlic bread. You can do that while this is cooking as well. And less than half an hour and your dinner's ready. Bye all. Have a great day.